No. Nothing to add today. Hello.
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah, good, thank you. How's it going?
Yeah.
Good week?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been good.
What have you been up to?
Not that much. I've been working.
Why break the habit of a lifetime?
I don't know, yeah.
Nothing exciting.
Not really, just normal stuff. You know?
Existing, living.
Yeah, living.
Cashing necks and snapping checks.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Snapping necks, cashing checks.
That is exactly what I've been doing. What about you?
I've been busy. Busy
Yeah.
doing bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Nearly died today.
Good.
In the car. Storm Angus.
What happened?
Storm Angus nearly claimed me. He nearly claimed another victim. Which is ironic, being claimed by my namesake.
How? I love the fact that it's called Angus, by the way. It's amazing.
It is funny.
What happened?
I had a windscreen wiper failure.
Right, yeah.
At 70 miles an hour. Yeah, it is quite scary, actually.
I have had that happen. Not
Actually,
to me, I was a passenger.
Very, 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 very scary. I've now seen what true fear is. The colour is brown. When you suddenly go and it's like somebody is putting a fire hose at your window and you can't do anything.
And you lose a wiper.
All I'm doing is just fixated on two sets of red lights in front of me and just hoping they aren't getting closer together. Because that's how I would know. That's how I know I was getting closer or getting further. I was just keep the red lights the same distance. Yeah, and then I went to. I was actually on my way to Halfords to go and get
new
blades
wipers
anyway because I'd spotted they'd had a little tear in them. Well. Nope. All kinds of nope. And they let go.
Well, I know someone who had windscreen wipers that weren't quite the right size.
Oh.
So when they used to wipe the windscreens, go click, click, click.
Oh, that is
click.
annoying.
And we were going down to a carriageway down Holden Hill, and one of them just decided to come off.
Oh.
So you had one wiper, and the other was just the arm scraping along the window.
How bad was the rain you were in?
Oh, it wasn't like Storm Angus, but it was.
Oh, see, this was also. I think the blade
bad.
probably failed because I was on max speed 5 anyway. I was asking a lot of the blade, as much as the blade.
The fastest it would go.
Yeah, you know when it's going. It's making that noise. It's like crying for help.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it was. Yeah.
So you nearly died. Anything else?
No, nothing else of the same drama and magnitude to add to it. I've nearly flooded the car as well on Saturday night. I've been caught out by
Storm Angus.
Storm Angus once again. It's trying to claim me, and I followed a BMW into a puddle that was so. I followed him in. Well, no, I followed him down the road, and I stopped because I saw the puddle. He didn't, and he got stuck and flooded his car. So much so that he was on the front page of the local news website the next morning. Picture of a guy in a 66 plate white BMW that he got stuck. So yeah, probably did a good choice not to do that.
There you go, kids. Don't drive through deep water.
In all seriousness,
you will flood your car.
You shouldn't drive through water at all because you don't know how deep it is.
It's words of wisdom there from Angus.
Yeah, I'm just doing you all a solid.
Actually, the same guy whose windscreen wiper fell off his car once flooded his car, so doesn't have the best of luck with cars.
Oh, not me, your friend.
No, not you, my friend. Yeah.
Do you know what we've forgotten?
He's Angus.
And he's George. If you haven't worked that out already.
This week we are brought to you by Beer and Crisps, as always.
Yeah. Big up beer, big up the sponsor.
Yeah, the crisps are, well...
The crisps this week are the first time that George has ever supplied something that is so horrible I can't eat it.
Yeah, I don't think they're like that bad, but I'm not going to buy them again, and they're not that pleasing.
The good thing is that Smelly Vision hasn't made it to the podcast yet.
Yeah,
as
no, it's
these
not great.
Smell like feet.
Yeah, they're not great. They're we should probably explain. They're brie and cranberry, aren't they? Creamy brie and cranberry. Well, I want to know what they mean firstly by creamy brie. Surely brie is just brie.
Brie is brie.
But creamy brie and branberry.
Branberry.
Branberry crisps from Tesco's. That's another thing. Why do we call it Tesco's when it's Tesco? Doesn't make sense.
People used to get annoyed at me for going Tesco's.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking this the other day. Anyway,
every little helps.
Every little helps. So they're the Christmas limited edition ones, and they're brie and cranberry. And do not buy them or bring them to a dinner party because everyone will hate you. So just if you're gonna do it and eat them on your own in a dark place when no one can see you or hear you.
Also, just don't. They're just not nice. However, he has redeemed himself on the beer.
The beer's great.
Yeah, Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin by Witchwold, I think. Witchwold Brewery.
And it was in a Halloween limited edition special bottle.
Yep.
Which was like tiger printy type thing going on.
Orange and Halloween-y.
Black Halloween. So he's actually mixing his
mixing festivals. Yeah, I don't really know why. I got it in Asda like the other week. I don't really know why.
Halloween beer, Christmas crisps, and the outcome was you've redeemed yourself. I say we're at par.
Okay, good.
We're at level par.
Won't be buying fruity crisps again. And now I'm very glad I didn't buy the other Christmas special edition ones, which are spiced rum and cocoa.
The Chocky Crisp.
Yeah, chocolate flavoured crisps.
Story about that once. I went to a friend's nan's house. Really, really, really posh house. She was like an absolutely mental millionaire who lived on Torquay seafront, up above, the wall, the one that's falling down, like the cliff above Princess Theatre. In a house up on the top there, that was like a penthouse. It was mega, and we had a chocolate fondue.
Not Ocean Marine Drive.
Wouldn't surprise
but something
me.
equivalent.
Yeah,
to that, anyway, yeah.
Like literally rows of mega houses that looked out over the marina.
Yeah.
Whatever, really lovely. I felt incredibly weird to be there anyway, to be at somebody else's nan's house having a chocolate fondue, and somebody bet me that I wouldn't have a piece of potato peeling in the chocky fondue. Yeah, don't do that.
Why is it no good?
It was horrid.
But raw potato is gross anyway. Yeah. Raw potato peel must be inedible.
Raw potato peel dunked in chocolate didn't make it any better.
See, that surprises me. Surely you can dip anything in chocolate and make it better.
Not potato peel.
Not potato peel. Makes it worse.
Yeah. So
what's that's it?
I guess.
What's the starter?
We should probably get on with the show.
Get on with the show.
I don't have anything else to add in.
Roll the show.
There's no more. I don't think there's anything else to add. Other than the Storm Angus thing, which is just quite funny, really.
Oh, it's hilarious.
When I woke up
it's made my week. When I found out.
When I woke up on Sunday morning, I had 2 people that text me saying, we are holding you personally responsible. A tree has come down over our drive.
Great.
Nice work on the storm.
Well done, Angus.
Yeah, good old Angus. And then, as you heard, he tried to claim my life twice.
How many other lives are you trying to claim, Angus?
I don't know. Have they listed a death toll on it?
I don't think there has been any.
Oh, that's disappointing. Somebody sent me a tweet saying that there was going to be a Storm Angus, and I was like, jokingly, like, yes, bring despair and suffering to everyone.
Despair and sorrow.
Yeah,
then you found out the worst hit area was Exeter.
Yeah, essentially.
Great.
It landed right on top of us.
Right where we live.
Felt the full force.
Literally.
Yes. Right. On with the show.
On with the show. We need that on a soundboard, don't we?
You look so excited. You were just like bouncing backwards and forwards.
Get on with the show.
Right, we've got a Turkish man has been arrested for stealing a horse. What was his excuse? He wanted it to pass a kidney stone.
No. What, he wanted the horse to pass a kidney stone, or he?
No. The man had a kidney stone.
Right.
And he was given advice, upon doctor's advice.
What, to steal a horse?
Well, that's the way the article was written. MG reported said he stole the horse upon doctor's advice to ride a horse in order to pass his kidney stone.
What?
So obviously the motion of horse riding is...
passes kidney stones.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds horrific.
I can imagine it probably was horrific. Well,
Did he pass the kidney stone?
Or
stones? What happened? Was there a follow-up?
There isn't much of a follow-up. The only follow-up that he's got is a very short news story, which I kind of like. It leaves a lot of questions.
Many questions.
Yeah, during the investigation, police determined that the horse had been seen in a field in the Melikagasi district. It's somewhere in America.
I thought you said it was Turkey.
Oh no, it is Turkey.
Unless he was Turkish.
It is Turkey.
Oh.
It is in Turkey. Then he left the horse in a field, fearing that he would be apprehended after the incident.
Surely he would have just been better off returning it and saying that he'd borrowed it.
Yeah, but later on the court decided they should arrest him. The horse is called Hazel. If this is a picture of the horse, it's a lovely looking horse, and I don't really do horses.
I'm not. I hope you don't.
I'm not a horseman. You see.
That reminds me. I found out about. Well, I didn't find out. My girlfriend told me about pokey sticks the other day. By the way.
What do you mean, pokey sticks?
Remember last week we were talking about
oh yes.
Thingies.
People
what are they called?
fighting with
Javelins, not
pikes.
javelins. Pikes. What are they called?
Tridents.
No, the other thing. The thing that was competition, wasn't it? And
Jousting.
Jousting. So she told me about jousting and about thingy. Yeah, about using lances. Here we go. So she's a history student. She was a history student. And she said, jousting lances were designed to shatter on impact to reduce the chances of you dying. So jousting lances were intentionally designed not to kill you.
Oh, so it was just to maim.
Yeah, so if you
that
ever...
was the sport.
Yeah, that's the sport. So if you ever... have you ever watched A Knight's Tale? With Heath Ledger and Paul Bettany?
Tell me more about the cast of this film I've never seen.
It's quite a good film. It's
been on holiday with any of them?
No,
Tell me.
It's one of Heath Ledger's early films, and it's really quite good. But anyway, it explains how the rules of jousting. Anyway, but then she goes on to say war lances were much shorter, and usually
maneuverability,
but usually discarded in favour of close-up weapons after the first impact.
Oh.
So you charged with your joust.
And then you'd move to your sidearm.
Yeah. You'd throw away your lance. Bugger that, don't need that anymore. Out comes a sword. So they'd have had and a dagger and everything. They'd be flipping heavily laden, yeah.
So that's a good, nice follow-up.
There you go. So there's a little follow-up for you.
What sparked that? Why did we...
Horses. Riding horses.
Yeah, because that's obviously what we were at. Whereas Hazel, the horse here...
Yep.
She has actually been enlisted to treat children for autism.
Oh.
And she's still currently missing, which is actually the sad thing of this. So somehow Hazel the pony has gone walkies.
Someone must have stolen it.
Yeah, somebody has stolen it. And I mean, looking at the picture of the horse, it's a bloody good-looking horse. So
why didn't he just take it back? Because surely now it's more of a problem.
It's escalated, isn't it? The charge
surely.
is surely escalated.
Yeah,
Don't call me Shirley.
White airplane.
The charge is now escalated for grand theft horse-stow. Yeah, on the fly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you know anything else? Do you know any other things that are good for passing kidney stones? I remember reading a while ago about that roller coaster.
What, the kidney stone removing roller coaster?
Yeah, don't even joke. It was legit.
No, I don't know about that.
What's it called? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Oh, what, the wooden one?
Yeah, it's actually... I believe that there was actually a genuine medical paper was published on this.
What about how it's good to get rid of kidney stones?
Yeah, but it seems to be this ride specifically obviously rattles you at a certain harmony.
What, that it disintegrates the...
Yeah, it disintegrates
like
and rattles them through. Essentially, it is like ultrasound type thing.
Wow.
But yeah, Dr. Wartinger said he was inspired to do the study after seeing multiple patients who passed kidney stones after going to an amusement park. Most notable, one patient passed kidney stones after each 3 consecutive rides on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So it turns out it was better. He then took it to a scientific level where he created a 3D printed silicon cast of a patient's kidney to
ride on the roller coaster.
Yeah, to ride on the roller coaster to actually see what happened. And holding their model at kidney height, the doctors took 20 rides on Big Thunder Mountain with 3 stones in the model at the time. They saw kidney stones move away from the periphery of the kidney model to the top of the ureter in many cases. Success rates were higher in the back of the roller coaster than the front, 64% versus 17%, probably because of a bumpier ride in the back due to more jostling. So essentially, if you had small kidney stones before it became a problem...
Take a ride on that.
Go and take a ride on Big Mountain.
Fly all the way to America. Go on the wooden roller coaster. Isn't there a wooden roller coaster at Brighton? I don't think it's particularly scary.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure there is one there. Or Blackpool, maybe.
It will be Blackpool.
Go Blackpool.
At the Pleasure Beach. Obviously the Pepsi Max big one, or whatever it's called. The Grand National Wooden Roller Coaster.
There you go.
Yeah. Is it still open?
I don't know.
Designed in 1935.
Wow.
Oh, a 1935 roller coaster.
Yeah, you do not want to go on that.
In 2014, 58-year-old Robert Sycamore broke his neck whilst riding it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is that when it was brought back to your attention? So not only will it clean your,
it'll also break your neck.
It could actually break your neck. What? Is that
Don't start reading about statistics for roller coasters and accidents. It is a slippery slope to never go to a theme park again.
Yeah, but do you know
when you
what?
read things like, and you listen, it's like these kids' rides in like America at Disney and stuff. And it's like, and a cleaner was decapitated as the cart came round and took his head clean off. It's just like, oh great, yeah, great, lovely time at the Magic Kingdom. Where the rides take your head off.
They simply take your breath
They'll blow
away.
your mind.
They will quite literally blow your mind. Roller coasters don't really do it for me. In the fear stakes, in the
speed is good though.
Speed is really fun.
Speed is good.
Speed is really fun, and G-forces that you can't experience elsewhere are really fun from a unique point of view. But what I don't have going on a roller coaster is fear. I have no fear because in my head, it's been round 1 million times this year already. It's been round 1 million times this year already, and it's had no problems. So the next time is also
small.
It's going to be problem free as well. So I have no fear that it's going to kill me.
Yeah.
If they were killing people more often, maybe they'd get my attention.
Yeah, well, they'd be shut
That's
down,
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
they?
See, this is where the world is going soft, isn't it? Health and safety gone mad, that is. Health and safety gone mad. Wait, but it's the same thing. I don't feel fear. In certain situations, it's a bit like I've said it before, I was a climbing instructor, and we used to take kids abseiling or whatever. All sorts of people, or on high ropes, around our high ropes course, or those kind of things. And I could literally run around the high ropes course. And after a whole summer of doing it and all these things, you would find yourself actually shortcutting corners to do things quicker.
Yeah.
It would put yourself in quite a lot of danger, to be honest. But to me, my level of perceived risk and danger, it was reduced. I trusted in everything. And when you had 100% trust in all your kit, 100% trust in the cables aren't going to snap and all this stuff, I couldn't get excited about going down a zip line.
Yeah, it kills it.
I couldn't. It just kills the magic. So unless you're scared, and that's why this is why you develop ways of doing things like pushing people off when they aren't ready, or pushing them down and shouting "wait" and doing stuff, which is me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that trick you've got to be careful who you use that with, because you can actually really, 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 really scare people. Turns out when they get to the bottom and they think they've got to die. So yeah, even those ones who pretend that they're big, clever, big, smart, they weren't scared at all. Yeah, you can get them good.
Yeah, those kind of people.
Works good with about a 14-year-old boy who's been bugging you.
He's arrogant.
He's arrogant. He's been at the front of the queue the whole way round, and he's been doing the course. He's been talking in your ear about how big he is, and then you go and push him off and shout "wait," and then you look at that fear in his eyes. Pure fear. When the eyes open, you see the whites of his eyes. that's what used to get my kicks on a Thursday afternoon in June.
Wow, you're a bit evil, aren't you?
Yeah, you had to do something to pass the days there. You see. I preferred that we had a plastic crocodile down in the ravine as well, and you could convince a 9-year-old that it was real. That was more fun. Like those plastic animals you can buy, like casting mouldings. Well, it turns out there's like really close to us is a place that must be on a national level.
Yeah, there is. Jolly Rogers.
Yeah, that place, Jolly Roger Models.
They use it all over the
it must be like a country worldwide phenomenon.
It's really well known.
But it's just the local showroom. Well, we go in there one day, and honestly, you have never seen anything like it.
Amazing, isn't it?
Like, you name it, and there's a resin model in there.
Dinosaurs and stuff.
There is genuinely a 30-foot dinosaur out the back.
Yeah, there is. It's out by Jeffrey's now in Bovey.
Yeah.
Used to be up like near House of Marbles.
Exactly. They literally had a 30-foot dinosaur if you wanted to buy it for like 15 grand. Well, we went and bought these.
No, we can't buy it anymore. It's in my garden.
Oh, have you bought it now?
Yeah, it's in my garden, yeah. Scaring 9-year-olds as they walk past.
Yeah, I bet it would. Well, we went and bought this crocodile, and it was a right laugh. And then we had to go and we was like, a bit worried that the crocodile was going to get pinched. So every day we had to go down after the thing had closed, go down into the river and pick it up, and then go and bring it out and lock it away back in the shed.
Lock it in, like bolt it.
It was on like a holiday park though, the centre. So you had a little youth passing at night. And who wants a youth passing
Maybe
at night?
Maybe they thought it was a real crocodile.
Well, that would have worked if all the youth
Why didn't you just buy a sign and say caution crocodiles?
Well, then they would have known it was a joke.
Or is it alligators?
I can't remember. Which is the one that goes in fresh water?
One's salt water, isn't it? And one's fresh. I think crocodiles are salt water and alligators are fresh water. I bet I'm wrong.
What is the difference between alligators and crocodiles? Crocodiles tend to live in salt water.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's also like to do with their teeth and their.
Right. What about a caiman then? Are they just small?
I think they're just small.
Mm.
That's why there's the Porsche is called the Porsche Cayman.
Yeah,
which is the smaller Porsche 718 Cayman.
And then they've got the
damn cool car.
And then they've got the 4x4 that's called the Cayenne, which is a type of pepper.
A really hot pepper. Crocodiles, though, they're a bit weird, to be honest. A bit like
I'm not a crocodile fan.
Have you been watching? I don't know. Have you seen Ramesh Ranganathan's Asian Provocateur?
No, but it does look good.
He went to a crocodile farm and
crocodile farm.
Crocodile, yeah. You know when there's like things in America where you go and do it.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I think actually maybe it was on the Sri Lanka episodes. I can't remember. Well, anyway, he goes to one of these sanctuaries where there's these things, and he basically stands with a piece of chicken on a bit of rope, hanging off a tree branch for about 5 hours, and then Jingles. He basically said he comes back to the end of it. He's like, "Well, it was all right. We saw the crocodile. He popped his head up, and then we jiggled the chicken for 5 hours, and on the rope, and he didn't come over. So yeah, that was looking at the crocodiles all day.
Great."
So I can see he had it. He obviously nailed it of his interpretation of going to the alligator farm.
Yep.
But I can see it's a bit weird. They just sit so still with their eyes poking out the water to save energy or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because they can go without food for like months.
For months and months and months. Obviously, because they just do nothing. Just do literally
That's
nothing.
why they're one of the oldest animals on Earth.
Yeah, they live to be crazy old as well, don't they?
Probably. And they've been around since, well, we don't actually know, but they've been around a long time, haven't they?
Yes. Crocodiles, there's instances of the crocodile Porosaurus.
The crocodile dinosaur.
Yes, that was me trying to give the Latin name. On average of 70, with limited evidence of some individuals exceeding 100. The oldest recorded crocodile died in a zoo in Russia. And his male freshwater crocodile, the oldest at the moment, is 130 years old at Australia Zoo.
They're quite old then.
130 years were really old.
Not as old as tortoises.
How old do they go?
Didn't the oldest one die recently, like 200 and something, 230 or something? Because there's old ones, but they don't know how old they are, but they know they're at least...
True? Is this
I
legit?
don't know. What are you reading?
Basically, some animals like this. This might be rubbish. I'll look in a second, but it's interesting for now. Alligators, flounders, and crocodiles do not die. Instead of aging biologically, they just keep on growing physically.
All right.
So, in reality, though, we do see them dying. So they have the thing called senescence, which let me just Google that for you. Senescence, which is the condition or process of deterioration with age. So they don't.
So they don't age, but they have age.
Yeah. So their body, in simpler words, you'd call it aging. Specifically, weakening of muscles, lowering mobility, poor sensory acuity, and age-related disease are signs of an animal showing senescence. Most animals exhibit senescence. So as we get older, our deteriorated life parameters increase our risk of dying. Humans exhibit senescence. Crocodiles do not. So obviously, this is like how your nan
they don't
curls
exhibit
up. So essentially,
dying of old age.
No, so they're still spring chicken the older they get. But
right,
So they show no signs of aging, so they're actually biologically immortal.
That's quite interesting.
Animals like these only die due to diseases, accidents, or predators.
What's called predator for a crocodile?
Man.
Yeah, right, fair enough.
But I guess they might die from things like evolutionary, like how you just develop cancer.
Yeah.
They might die of things like that.
Then,
It's disease, just die of disease as cells mutate and they incorrectly mutate and things like that, which is what kills them off.
But jellyfish as well, they're immortal. So
but jellyfish are practically
lobsters.
But they're practically a single cell organism. But lobsters aren't. They're very interesting.
But they last forever too.
There's some trees as well. Like trees as well go on.
They go on forever, don't they? Unless they get
there's
disease.
a tree here that's been living for 4,800 years.
What?
It's exact.
Yeah, but how can we prove that?
Well, because they count the rings and stuff.
Yeah, but you have to cut it down to prove.
No, they
count
take
the
a
rings.
core. They take a core.
Cool.
And
core blimey.
Of course, is what you should have said there, my friend.
I said core blimey.
Its exact whereabouts are actually kept secret from the public. It's not published to keep.
Surely it's going to be Canada or something, or up in the.
Yeah, but the exact.
Tiger.
The exact.
Is it a
tiger? Yeah, I believe so.
A tiger.
And then there's also a side note here of there's tardigrades, who are crocodiles, not crocodiles. Tardigrades survive extreme conditions using a technique called cryptobiosis, and they can die and come back to life again.
What?
Which conveniently talks us on to that 14-year-old girl this week who won her court ruling to be cryogenically frozen.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Well, the thing that got me more than anything, like, I understand, cryogenic freezing, so one day in the future when they find a cure, then they bring you back to life, blah, 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 blah. But she died. She actually died. So they'd have to not only cure her cancer...
Yeah, but the process of freezing...
bring her back to life again.
Yeah, but that's what her hope of cryogenics is to
Yeah, but she died. She is dead. Do you know what I mean?
Mort. El finito.
Morte.
Yeah, but the process of freezing somebody would kill them anyway.
Yeah, they have said that.
Do you know how they do it?
Yeah, they pump your body full of
all your blood out and
some
replace
antifreeze.
Essentially replace it with Halford's Auto Centre antifreeze is what it looked like.
Well, I read this, which I hadn't realised before, that this with cryogenic freezing you don't actually freeze. The point is that your body doesn't freeze, and you right? You done?
Yeah, just sneezing, mate.
They pump you full of this stuff that stops you freezing and replaces the water in your cells with an anti-freezing agent so that your cells don't freeze. So then you cryogenically freeze, but you don't actually freeze. It's weird. Really weird.
There's a few issues I have here. Clearly the bringing back of somebody to life is actually just comic book science at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Technically possible, though.
That's the thing.
That it's not like that far away.
It's not. I don't know how hard it is. I'm not sure how far away it is. Obviously, you have to restart. Essentially, what you've got to do is restart all the electrical signals, because that's life, really.
Yeah, but how?
Because life is a nervous.
You think once the brain turns off, it's off?
But we just don't know enough about the brain.
True.
Like, I think anyone, even like the
True.
The brainiest man on earth, is going to tell you that they just don't know what the brain is capable of.
Suppose you can turn a computer off and turn it back on again.
Yeah, but all we're doing is we're just starting the power.
Just putting electricity back into the
we're
circuitry.
restarting the energy again. But also, I dislike the idea.
I like that her grandparents paid for it.
Yeah, it seems like it's like
Weird,
it was like a
isn't
$30,000 one-off fee.
It's weird. Like, yeah, okay, we'll give you $30,000 to freeze yourself.
But also, the other thing is, if say for instance, it does work. Right, and eventually
she's going to come back with nothing. She's going
to come back on her Todd.
She's going to come back. Yeah, but with nothing as well. No money, no anything.
Nothing, and she's going to have no idea of the world she's going to come back into. Because if we're into a world where you've got cryogenic freezing, the place that she's left is not going to be the same place she comes back to.
Well, it's Futurama, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is Futurama.
It's Futurama.
Exactly, and that's. But except, obviously, that is a nice, fun look at cartoon life of it.
So really, she's just watched too much Futurama and she thinks it's the the business, but it isn't.
It's certainly interesting, isn't it?
It's really interesting.
But also, then the idea of is who you can bring back. If we can bring back one person, you can bring back anyone.
There's some cool people on the list.
And if you can bring people back, then nobody ever dies.
Hmm.
And
because if we have the technology
to bring back,
if we have the technology to unfreeze her, cure her cancer, and bring her back to life,
we have created an
surely you
immortal
can.
human.
Yeah, surely you can bring anyone back from the dead.
Well, as long as their cells haven't deteriorated. So therefore, if somebody dies on the table, you could just bring them back.
Whoa.
And there's this bigger issue. There's bigger issues to fry than. I think I love it. I love that the court ruling says along the words were of something the judge who grants it. The judge went to see the girl after it was done.
Yeah.
In the gap between the ruling being granted and her dying. And she said it was the happiest or something she's ever been or whatever. And it does. I understand that in a time of literal pure desperation, it gave a bit of joy to somebody in
which is
the worst, unimaginable situation.
Yeah, because she's only 14.
And also, realistically, is the judge looking at this and going, well, it's not going to work, is it? And he's going, well, so if I can bring her joy... If I can bring a bit of joy to this girl's life, then realistically this is fine.
True.
But has the judge stopped to consider that they
alone might have just doomed humanity?
They haven't. But they have added to the
dooming of humanity.
What essentially would be, it would change humanity as it is. We would essentially have to stop people from reproducing. Otherwise, the world would last half a generation. No,
you don't have to stop people from reproducing. You just make them only have one child.
All right, China. You can't do
this. They say population is levelling out anyway, don't they?
Yeah, well, trust me. If we all of a sudden stop people dying, I'm telling you, it wouldn't level out.
Well, it was Torchwood, wasn't it? Did you watch that? Torchwood did like the last series of Torchwood, series 3 or 4, I think it was. That's literally what it was about. One day, suddenly, out of nowhere, everyone stopped dying.
Oh, is that what it was about?
People could not die. Even if you, incinerated them, they were still alive.
Did they still feel pain?
Yeah.
That's kind of worse, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
That means you could just indefinitely torture someone.
Yeah, it was awful.
And you could do stuff so horribly to them because you know that they wouldn't kill them.
So it went all into the morals of it and everything, and it was pretty Ooh.
Torchwood was on more... That obviously makes Torchwood sound like probably a better show than I thought it was.
Torchwood was awesome. It was really good.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I was kind of put off by John Barrymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
He's not really my kind of guy.
Yeah, no, I know.
Do you know the accent's fake?
Well, where's he actually from?
He has an English accent. The American accent is a...
See, I've always wondered this. I've always wondered about him.
But he always does it. Obviously, he speaks to everybody in his life with the American accent.
Weird.
But it's got him loads of jobs and whatever, and it just does he start his career. Or it was a big troll he did on the One Show. And he just came out and
was just trolling.
He came out and spoke in the English accent once, came out with this amazing story.
Was he like,
I'm still talking.
Blimey. All right, everybody. Was he like that, like Dick Van Dyke?
No, he didn't do a Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
But he should have. He should have.
I'm actually English.
Dick Van Dyke wasn't English. That was the point of why it sounded
so
bad.
Yeah, terrible.
In Mary Poppins.
Awful.
I watched that last Christmas with my mum. Yeah, it was a good film.
It's super.
Oh no! This has been a new low for this. I'm unhappy that you teed yourself up for that. If I'd said it was super, you could have gone for that, but no.
Califragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, interesting film though. Wasn't it the one the first instance of using of animation in alongside?
Oh really?
Films or something like that. Because when I watched it back, it's really old, isn't it? Really old.
Yeah, 50s, 60s.
It hadn't been remastered massively. It was fairly pure to what it was, the version I saw. And the animation was surprisingly good for what they had of the way the methods they had of doing it.
64.
Well, in 64, obviously, clearly, in 64 it was hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, it would have been. It's not quite Jason and the Argonauts, though, is it? Jason and the Argonauts was older. Although that wasn't animation, that was stick figure.
I think the thing that blew me away was that obviously they interact with the penguins at one point. There's animated penguins on This was shot on film. This was shot reel to reel film, and they've got a film animation that they've shot. And however, I don't even know how they did animation back in the days of film.
I know.
I can't even fathom how that was happening, and how they.
Well, it was pictures, wasn't it? Actually drawn
and
each
how
frame.
they cut it together.
Yeah.
They cut that together, and it was seamless.
Painstaking is how they've done it.
Yeah, it literally is painstaking.
Have you seen Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?
No.
That was 1971. Much later. That's much along the same sort of vein, where they're mixing animation and live action.
Wasn't Disney? I haven't sat in front of a laptop. I should probably go for it. Was it that Disney the first animated film was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937.
1937.
It was Disney again, yeah. A full-length animated cartoon short.
They really paved the way, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They're remaking Mary Poppins, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Cinderella. No, not Cinderella. They did that. Beauty and the Beast. Bit weird. Not sure how I feel about that.
What's that? There's some other. This is bloody weird. It's a long-standing urban legend that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen.
Yeah, the people have said that, but he isn't. It's total bull, is it?
It just is a long-standing rumour.
I saw about the cryogenic freezing that somebody actually froze their head and their body separately.
Why?
I don't know.
But this, the argument would be is that if you were to if you were to do it, you could do head transplants and anything. You could just do.
Well, they're doing the first head transplant at the moment, aren't they? Or have done the first head transplant.
What, with the brain and everything? Onto somebody else's body?
Well, it isn't. Yeah, no, it's not quite as simple as it's. The body is replaced, not the head. So it's not like my body and you. The person who is the person receiving the transplant. So, like, if you needed a new heart.
Yes.
If you were the person that needed the transplant, you get a new body, not a new head. It's that way round.
Well, your head is the bit that's you.
Yeah, obviously.
How are they connecting the nerves and everything?
Painstakingly.
Do they actually take? Or do we just create a cabbage?
I think I think a guy has either done it or is doing it. I don't know. Can't remember.
It's mad. It's mad. We are genuinely close to like real exciting breakthroughs with transplants and stuff, with gene editing, CRISPR gene editing. But then everybody just gets a knickers in a twist of the ethics of the stuff. Like they're pretty like fairly well convinced that you could grow a human organ inside of a pig.
Yeah, they without a doubt could do it.
And they've done it, and they've proven that it is growing up until I think it's like 18 days or something is the current how long they're allowed to do it, and then they have to terminate it it's deemed that's as far as they're allowed to go. And
then they chop up the pig and sell it as ham in Tesco's.
Well, because it's not, because we only go 18 days into the embryo. We never let it grow.
Well, it's an 18-day-old pig.
Yeah, it's not very good for meat. Not much.
Not really. No, not much meat on that.
Not much meat on that, really. But I guess the thing is we just need a scientist to go rogue. Is what I'm.
Oh, they'll have done it. They'll have done it. There'll be private places that have done it already, in like Switzerland or something. Like
Isn't that all a bit Bond?
Away. No,
it's
not
Bond.
No, it's definitely happened. Someone's privately funded it somewhere. There'll be clones as well. I think we've said this before. There'll be human clones somewhere. Definitely.
I don't think we have.
There will be, without a doubt.
Well, we can do it.
We've been able to do it since like the 60s, so there'll definitely be human clones somewhere.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
Somebody's just fallen over or dropped something upstairs. Yeah, that was probably picked up by the mics. So.
Probably.
Yeah. Like human cloning, man. That is a.
I bet I know who's done it.
Who?
Kim.
Kim. Do you think?
Yeah, man. I reckon Kim has done human cloning.
I've lost my music. It's moved. Wait, where's it gone?
I
don't know
we're gonna have to do it live.
Unwatch. It is time for Unwatch. Yeah, I literally have lost the music. iTunes is updated once again and it has moved.
I think that was good enough. That was a good enough Unwatch theme tune.
I once again started to type into Google unwatch. No. Yeah, so you reckon you're putting the...
I reckon has done cloning already.
You reckon he has? Right, there's some good news this week.
What have we got?
A Chinese impersonator of Kim Jong-un has... Xia Yongtang is basically walked around in the costume, and unsurprisingly has had little luck with the ladies.
Oh, right.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? He has praised the army's fisheries in a recent visit.
Right.
So
the army's fisheries.
Yeah. Wait, why? What the hell is this? This is odd, man. Why are there's all frozen fish and stuff. Oh, man. But basically, right, he builds stuff super fast with zero regard to safety.
Yeah.
And there's an estimated here that 100,000... there are 100,000 workers or whatever, and so many of them have died. Like forced labour.
A lot, I imagine.
Yeah. Here's a good one here about Kim Jong-un's doctors. He has a team of 130 doctors employed to help him constantly battle his heart disease and diabetes, thanks to his terrible eating habits.
How many of them has he killed, do you think?
I don't know, but obviously the beauty of this is 130 doctors, whether he hired 130, 260, or 999 doctors, they would all give him the same advice, which would be...
Eat better.
Yeah, stop eating the terrible diet. And they'd leave it at that. It would be like...
And that would be good enough.
That would be good enough. He just eats like... It's due to his love of fine food, wine, and French cheeses. Do you remember when he had that story the other day that he had 8 bottles of Pinot Grigio or whatever it was? He's also clamping down on jokes of people calling him fat.
But he is fat.
Brilliant. Great. He's coming after you yet again.
There are worse things that I'd have said that he would come after me for.
So, yeah. It's just been another bizarre...
Another odd week for Kim Jong-un.
Another bizarre week for Kim Jong-un.
That was really? Kim Jong-un watch.
That was Kim Jong-un watch. Oh, hang on. The last one. He sat and watched the women do the military drills.
All right.
So,
what were they building, a house? Or?
No, they were just doing the, marches and firing...
Oh, they weren't drilling.
A load of rockets.
They weren't drilling.
They weren't drilling. Then, Mr. Kim was then mobbed by a group of emotional lady soldiers. His hair is so short on the sides. So short.
It's got like...
It's like he's bicked it every morning. It is honestly like he has done it with a bick.
Maybe he does. He probably has 14 hairdressers as well.
14 hairdressers, each with a single blade to slowly get one grade tighter, until he is into a ludicrously tight, high and tight. Brilliant. The tightest of all the high and tights I've ever seen is what it is. Now, once again, thanks to the wonder that is iTunes, the bloody music's gone walkabout again.
It doesn't matter, we've done the outro. That was Kim Jong-un watch.
Yeah, but
that concludes the personal messages.
Excuse the production this week.
Sorry, guys.
I am actually sorry.
We'll do better next time.
I excuse my sloppy production with me to relearn how iTunes has moved again. Awful, man. So yeah, that was Star for 10. He's been George.
He's been Angus. And
this week we talked about a horse.
Well, Angus.
Get rid of... We talked about
Angus for a while.
And then we talked about how a horse could get rid of your kidney stones.
And
then we talked about a roller coaster could get rid of a kidney stone. And then we talked about wooden roller coasters. And then we talked about...
Toy crocodiles.
And
then real crocodiles.
Royal crocodiles. Crocodiles' immortality.
Other immortality.
People getting frozen.
Yeah.
Cryogenics. Yeah, cryogenically freezing.
Yeah. And then... cloning.
And then cloning.
And then Kim Jong-un.
Well, basically ethical decisions about making people live forever.
Lots of ethics, yeah.
But it wasn't as heavy as that. And George made some horrible jokes along the way.
Some dad jokes.
Classic dad moves.
Dad jokes.
Yeah, so that was a quick run through. So now, sorry for wasting your time. You could have just listened to that 1 minute segment while we just quickly run through a set of...
Yeah, do you reckon people actually do that? They just go, anything good on this week? No, next week.
And they just skip to when we roll the outro music. Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, you can
Follow us on Twitter.
follow, like, and subscribe.
Follow,
guys.
like, and subscribe.
Follow, like, and subscribe.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up if
Yeah.
you like it. Thumbs up this video.
Yeah. Don't thumbs up. Stop it.
No one watches. No one watches on YouTube anyway.
Then yeah, we're on Facebook, Twitter.
Yes.
Just talk to us if you want. I'll reply.
It's nice to hear from you.
Yeah. That has been episode 28. I think. Yeah. Good stuff.
Cheers, guys.
Catch you next week.